Sounds good. In this session, I'm going to teach you the techniques that are essential for scoring well in the speaking section of the IELTS examination. So in IELTS speaking, we have got three different parts. I'm going to give you the overview first quickly before we can go into the techniques in depth. Okay, so there are three parts, and this IELTS examination is going to be held between 11 and 15 minutes. All right. So there are three parts. The part one is what we call the introduction section. All right. The second one is cue card. Second one is cue card or the topic card. And the third one is what we call the discussion section. Okay. So there are three different parts of the speaking examination, and you will be asked a range of questions. Okay, and of different types, and you need to answer them. All right, let's go to the introduction section. I'll give you the overview quickly. Okay, so in terms of introduction, so this is the first part of the speaking exam. Okay, so you need to be able to answer all the questions. Okay, so what kinds of questions you will receive? You will be asked to answer a variety of questions, regarding yourself, your home, your hometown, friends, family members, hobbies, study, work, and so on. So it's all going to be about your existing knowledge zone. Okay, so you know something already, and they're going to ask you all these questions. That's it. All right. Okay, so you will likely be asked about 7 to 10 questions in this section. Okay, so you'll have approximately 7 to 10 questions, but it differs from one candidate to another. And the reason is that if you don't answer a question fully, the examiner is going to ask more questions on the same. And as a result, it is really essential that you answer the questions fully. All right. Okay, so it's all about yourself and your hobbies, your family members, your hometown, your studies, your university, and so on. That's it. So they're not going to ask any questions out of your existing knowledge zone. Okay, all right. So what do you need to do? What are the things you need to be careful about? You need to answer all the questions using at least 2 sentences. You need to answer all the questions at least using 2 sentences. The ideal situation is to use 3 to 4 sentences for each question. Okay, so you need to use 3 to 4 sentences for each question. Okay, never ever answer any questions using one word or one sentence. Do you understand what this means?
Yes.
For example, if I ask you what is your full name, you shouldn't say Jennifer Saranya or Jennifer whatever it is. Okay, so you have to say, well, my full name is Jennifer blah blah blah. So whatever it is. Okay, so you need to produce grammatically complete and correct sentences. Do you understand this?
Yeah, I got it.
Never ever answer by using one sentence. Okay, apart from the introductory questions, where they ask you what is your name and where what's your name and can I have your ID. So that's it for those questions. Those excluding the questions such as what is your
ID number
and can I have your ID? Yes, can I have your
ID, please?
Yeah, can I have your ID, please? Okay, except these questions, you need to answer at least using 3 to 4 sentences. Okay, that's the ideal situation. In the worst case, if you cannot meet up, that's all right. I would recommend you to answer at least using 2 sentences. Okay, so that's the minimum sentence limit you need to achieve. Okay, especially if you're aiming at 8 bands, it is definitely critical for you to meet this minimum sentence limit in your answer. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. So what we are going to do in this case, okay, let's say this is what you have to do. Okay, I'm going to teach you the techniques anyway, but I'll give you the overview, of these 3 sections quickly. Okay, and then the next one is going to be a cue card, where you will be asked to talk about a topic for 1 to 2 minutes. For 1 to 2 minutes, you will have 1 minute to make notes about the topic. Then you will be asked to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. It is highly recommended to use 2 minutes fully. It's highly recommended, particularly for the people who are aiming at 8 bands. It is a must to use 2 minutes fully. Okay, so you need to use 2 minutes fully. All right. Okay. Similarly, you need to use 1 minute fully to make strong notes for each subtask of the question. So what do you need to do? You need to make notes, okay, for each subtask of the question as well. All right. So how many notes do we need to make? Usually, you need to make at least 3 to 4 notes in brief.
Can we use paper, pen, or something over
Yeah,
there?
of
Just need
course.
to
They are
prepare.
going to give you, yes, they are going to give you a pencil and a paper. So you
Do we
will
need to
receive.
get that, or are they gonna give us?
They will give you. They will give you. So you will receive a paper and a pencil.
Do they give for general? I don't think so. They gave me for general actually.
No, for both. Definitely, they will give you. They'll give you a
Oh,
paper
maybe.
and a pencil along with the question. You might have
I didn't
missed.
use
You
that.
might have forgotten that. Yeah, they will definitely give you. They will give you.
I didn't
Okay.
take any note for speaking.
Yeah, but you need to do. Okay, this time you must do. Okay. All right. Let's
Yeah.
go for the third part. That's what we call the discussion section. Okay. Here. So in this section, you will be asked a range of questions about the cue card. That include explanation, comparison, recommendation, prediction, and so on. So what do you need to do in this section is to answer a range of questions where you will be asked to compare 2 different trends or 2 different groups of people or 2 different things. It could be anything. Okay. And you may be also asked to explain something or compare something or recommend something or to predict something. All right. It's going to be more on the general side. Okay. So you need to provide statistics, evidence, reasons, and so on to demonstrate your opinion. Okay, you need to use general sentences instead of providing your opinion using personal pronouns. I mean, so the way the speaking examination is organized is that it starts, from your point of view. I mean, they'll ask you the questions about you, and then, so this is what we call, it's all about you. Okay, it starts from you, and then it goes a bit out of you. Okay, this is going to be one topic, that is related to you, but this is going to be a story. Okay, and then the third one, the discussion is going to be entirely general. They will ask you generic questions. Okay, they don't ask you a specific questions about you. All right, so these 3 are the different things that you have to that you have to understand. Okay. Do you have
Yeah.
any questions here?